Hello everyone, this is Joanna from living in El Salvador, and I am very excited today about this video because it's been a year since we moved to El Salvador. It's been a year since I came. I came in April of last year to El Salvador, and it's been a year since I've been here. So my husband actually came a month earlier. He came before me to El Salvador, and the reason was because we had to sell our beach property. And the reason we have to sell our beach property is because we always wanted to buy land, farmland, in El Salvador, so we can grow our own food, have our own animals, and just have the freedom. We always liked the land. We always loved planting stuff. So, and we also had our own chickens. So it's something that we love. And so that was always our plan, to grow our own foods and have our own animals. So my husband came earlier so we can sell the beach in order for us to buy the land. Also, he did a lot of work cleaning up this place. This place we haven't been here for 5 years. Last time we were here in 2019. So this place been all alone for 5 years. So the backyard behind me did not look like it looks right now. I mean, I think we had to get rid of like 7 different kinds of trees because this place was just so bushy, was just so overgrown with plants and flowers and the trees. It was so dark in here. You couldn't even walk underneath those trees. It was that bushy. So my husband did a lot of trimming, a lot of cleaning. Like it was like a real jungle in here with a bunch of mosquitoes in here. So he did a great job of cleaning this place, putting the beach for sale. And I was actually not gonna come to El Salvador till he actually sold the beach, which the earliest I was gonna come is in May, but my husband can live without me, so he told me to come in April, so yeah, I came in April. The first time we came to El Salvador is 2007, so we've been coming to El Salvador since 2007. And yeah, we've been going back and forth. This time, again, we were really ready to move back this time. It was a little bit scary again because we did move here a few times already, and every time we ended up going to Canada, because things just didn't work out the way we planned. So this time again, it was pretty scary too. We were just ready, and like I said, we have this house that's already paid for, and we had our cars over here. We had everything in this house, so it was so much easier to make this decision. And like I said, we were so ready to move back, and yeah, so we are here. We made it for 1 year, which is super excited for my husband, because my husband has not lived here for he only lived here for a year in 2012. We lived here with our boys. We moved here, and the boys went into Interamericana school, where the classes were half English and half Spanish, so they learned some Spanish. And yeah, so we stayed here for a year, but things went really bad that year for us. Things just did not work out for us, and we went through really hard time. We lost our house at the beach, so the river washed the house, so we lost everything that year, so we had to come back to Canada. So, but we did wait till the boys finished their first year of school here. So yeah, we were here for 1 year. After that, we didn't come back till 2013-14, around there. And this time it was just me who stayed here with the boys, so we stayed here another year. And my husband was going back and forth working in Canada, so he didn't stay here. So he stayed here maybe for like a week or 2 weeks, the most, every few months. So that was really hard for us. But yeah, we stayed for another year, and the boys went to Colegio Bautista, which was pretty much just Spanish school now. And the boys really loved that school. So yeah, so it was really good. The boys really got adjusted. They loved it. They didn't want to go back, but like I said, things went sour on us again, and we had to move back to Canada again, which we did. So, and then again, I came back again with the boys. Lived for another year over here with the boys. My husband was again working back and forth. And like I said, in 2019, we went back again. Things didn't work out. Um, and yeah, so here we are now. So this is actually very excited for my husband because this is actually the final move for him. We got rid of everything again in Canada, cars, jobs. We got rid of our pack our bags and came over here. And so this is really excited for us because, like I said, we were nervous of just because we're going back and forth every time. You know, it didn't work out all the other times. So we were a little bit nervous, but so far we are still here and things are really, really good. Yeah, we are very, very happy and things are working out. So they're getting a little bit better and better. I mean, things been hard and stuff. So yeah, I just want to give you an update of how our 1 year has been here in El Salvador. So one of our sons, my younger son, actually moved here to El Salvador in 2022, all by himself. So he stayed here in this house by himself. And the reason he moved here is to play soccer. He's a soccer player. So he has quite a few years of playing soccer in El Salvador for fast. Yeah, so he came back to play soccer, and we were actually gonna come a few months after he moved here to be with him, but unfortunately things didn't work out again like we planned, like always. So it took us longer to get here. It took us about a year and a half to get here. So my son's been here for a year and a half all by himself. So the three of us were here together. But unfortunately, my son went back to Canada, where he is right now. So it's just me and my husband for now, which is really hard for us. But, you know, the boys have to do what they have to do. Since we got here in March and April, we've been looking for farmland. I mean, we've been watching the market from Canada, like for many, many years. We've been watching videos, looking for land, the prices, comparing the prices. So we sort of knew what we're getting into, and we looked for land. So we sort of knew what land we wanted to look for. And yeah, since April, we've been looking for land, and we actually found land which we were going to buy. We were very, very close. But again, we were waiting for the beach to sell, because without selling the beach, we couldn't afford to buy the land. So, yeah, and we thought the beach will sell pretty quick, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. It didn't work out that way. We didn't sell the beach till probably like 8 months after of us being here. And as soon as we sold the beach, unfortunately, the land was already gone. So we pretty much been here for a year and we still don't have the land, which was a little bit, you know, frustrating, because we looked through so many properties. We looked for many, many properties. So we've been really busy searching and checking different properties, watching my son's soccer games. So we were really, really busy for the first year. Like I said, we had a lot of properties we went to see, so we met a lot of great people too, which is great. So another thing me and my husband really like and always been doing is martial arts. In Canada, we had our own kickboxing and boxing club, and when we came here in 2012, we also had our own little club right here in our gym, in our garage gym, where we taught some of our neighbor kids over here for free. It was wonderful. There were small kids, bigger kids, teenagers, and they had a blast. They really loved it. Like, you could really see the difference you make in these kids' lives. They learn discipline, and they get and it teaches them responsibilities. It teaches them respect, and it gets them in shape. It gets, they feel better, they feel stronger, they feel more energized. And kickboxing is a great sport for stress relief. Every time we teach kickboxing and boxing, and every time we had to close the club, the kids were so disappointed because it really made a big difference in their life. Like, you could see that big difference, like their self-esteem went up. Their confidence went up. Like, they felt so good about themselves. So like I said, it's a great sport because it releases your stress, and you get in shape, you stay healthy. And so yeah, it was just wonderful. So we really love that. So that's another thing we would love to do again, is open kickboxing club. But with the rents and everything and other properties, we looked at different properties to maybe rent or to build a club. But the prices are just crazy. So we thought, once we get our land, maybe we can do that. Maybe we can build like a garage like this again, a club, and teach kickboxing again. And my passion would be to teach women's class. Again, to empower them, empower women, teach them self-esteem. It's a great sport to relieve stress. You learn self-defense, and you get in shape. It's just so healthy for you, for your mental and your physical health. That's why I would love to teach women. Kickboxing would be something that I would really love. But again, that's another project. So yeah, but we would love to do that. And with that also goes, health. In El Salvador, people drink too much pop. It seems like everybody drinks Coke or Pepsi every single day. That's all they drink. They don't drink water. They barely drink water. Pretty much all day they drink juices and pop, and it's just so sad to see. And so that's always something that we try to teach people or motivate them to stop drinking pop. And that goes great with having your club, kickboxing and boxing club, because it's health-wise. So it really goes well with it. So it's something that we love to do. People are getting sick in El Salvador. More and more people are getting sick, especially diabetes, and it's all sugar. It all has to do with sugar. We know so many people. We lost good friends from the beach. We met a couple. They were pretty young. I think the husband was our age. The lady was maybe a little bit older than him. They were both teachers. They were really, really active. They were not overweight. They're always active. They're always going to the beach, swimming, right, walking. They're always, always active. And they didn't eat very much junk food, but all they drank was pop and juices. They did not drink water. And so the wife passed away, unfortunately, at a young age from diabetes. But right before she passed away, her husband also lost his sight due to diabetes. And I believe a year after that, he also lost his leg. So it's very, very sad to see this, because like I said, these people were active. And if they only drink water instead of pop, especially Coke is like the worst thing you can drink. And yeah, it's very, very sad to see. A lot of people, I know we have a family member that's diabetic. Two of the men that we went to see the property with, they were both diabetic, and one of them was really, really bad. He couldn't even walk anymore, had a hard time walking. So it's getting worse and worse, especially in El Salvador. It's very, very sad to see. And all it is the sugar. And yeah, like I said, everybody that comes to our house, everywhere we go and eat or and have dinner or any kind of food, they always drink pop, and it's always Coke. And so yeah, you won't see this in my house. And even when people come visit me, I will not serve them Coke, unless they bring it on their own. But I will not have Coke in my house. So that's the one other thing we would love to teach and inspire people to change here in El Salvador. When we came in 2007, there was barely any people doing any exercise. Nobody would do any kind of exercise. There would be no gyms. When we went running or in a track, there barely be any people running or walking. So people didn't do much sports. They were not really active in El Salvador those days. Obviously, soccer's always been a sport in El Salvador and still is, always will be. But as for exercise, just regular people, women, men, exercise just was not a thing in those days. But last time when I was here, 2019, you already seen a big difference. Like when my son was playing soccer and we would go to a stadium, I would always walk or run. The stadium actually would get pretty busy. There was more women and men running and walking. So I was really blown away with the difference. But now in 2025, it's a humongous difference. The gyms are busy, packed with girls, with ladies and guys in it. It's not just guys, it's just ladies in there too. People are walking and running. So that's why now it's a great time to actually open kickboxing and boxing club. Otherwise, like I said, first time when we came here, it was not something that especially women would be interested in. But now it's a big difference. So that's one thing that changed a lot in El Salvador, is that people are trying to take care of their health, except drinking pop has not changed much at all. Some people are getting better at it. They start to drink more water, but majority of people are still attached to their sugars and pop. Another thing that has changed a lot since 2007 or even 2019 when I was here last time is the safety in El Salvador. I mean, El Salvador right now is one of the, if not the safest country in the world. And I feel a huge difference. Like I said, when my son was here by himself, 2022, and I totally felt secured and safe with him being over here by himself. He even, like, sometimes he would have to walk. He would come from soccer, and sometimes you have to take the bus to soccer. He couldn't drive because the team would drop him off. So he would have to walk over here in midnight all by himself. And he totally felt safe. Yeah, he just felt safe over here all by himself. And yeah, it's just wonderful. Like I said, it's safer over here than in Canada. Like, I have more fear of my boys being back in Canada. So this is something we feel so safe over here. We have no worries at all. So yeah, that's something that we love about El Salvador. Now, the prices. Another big difference since last time I was here, 2019, the prices in El Salvador are crazy. They are way overpriced. For example, the property prices are just insane. Before, when we first got our beach property, which was 2007, nobody even looked at the beaches. Nobody wanted the beaches. The beaches were they're very cheap. And like I said, nobody was buying beaches. We were the only ones that owned that actually bought the property at the beach. Were in our section. So there was one big house that was built, and then we were the only ones that bought the property over there in our section on our side. And it stayed like this for years. Even last time I was here, 2019, these were the only two properties that were sold, pretty much. It was ours and the White House, a big White House that was always there before we even bought the property. This time when I came back, I was absolutely shocked. I did not recognize our beach place. I mean, every single lot was sold out. And it wasn't just sold out. There was big, beautiful houses were built on these properties. I don't even know if there's any properties for sale anymore. They're pretty much all sold out. It was like a little beach village over there now. Like it was all sold out, beautiful houses. So the beach properties got really popular over here now. Now everybody seems like they want to buy beach properties. So yeah, they're selling pretty fast and pretty expensive now. Looking for land, the prices went crazy up. Like they went double, triple the price than even 2019. The cost of living went up. Like I said, the land prices went crazy. And the cost of living also went up quite a bit. I mean, last time we were here, even 2019, a family of four could actually survive on $1,000. Now these days, a family of four cannot survive on $1,000. It's pretty hard. You need way more money if you want to live a comfortable life. Like I said, me and my husband, just right now, it's just me and him. We spend around $700 a month just for us. But like I said, we don't pay rent. Our rent is paid for, so we pay water, gas, all that stuff. We don't go out much at all, especially because I'm working right now Monday to Friday, so I don't even have time to go out. But we never really went out much, especially eating out. We always cook and make our own foods, so that saves you a lot of money also. But yeah, 700 is pretty much what we spent, which is wonderful. I mean, in Canada, you could never ever survive on $700. Not even one person. You can. When my son was here with us, we would spend around $1,000 a month, the three of us. And like I said, it's because he's spent more money on gas, driving to soccer every day. But yeah, we actually survived on pretty much $1,000 with my son over here. You can't really complain. And another thing that we got very excited is that we finally, after like 14 years, we finally got to renovate our house a little bit. Yeah, that's really exciting. We actually lifted up the roof on our house because when we first bought the house, we had to put an addition and the roof was going in a slope. So we thought we'll just keep going a slope. So that's how we ended up building our addition without realizing how hot the place would be. Because the roof was so low, this house was very hot. So yeah, we always wanted to lift up the roof, and finally we got to do it. Yeah, we repainted all the houses, we renovated a little bit. So that was really exciting for us. The 14 years that we owned this house for, we probably only lived here around 4 or 5 years the most. So the house been here all by itself for 10 years. So it gets pretty much, it gets damaged, it gets destroyed with the weather conditions, with the heat and the rain. When the windows are not open and the doors are not open, the heat just destroys everything inside. Like my curtains have holes in it from the sun, like it just destroyed everything. Even the clothes would be stretched and ripped, shoes, the same thing. So yeah, it's not the same thing as living in Canada because of the heat and the weather conditions. Things get destroyed quite fast over here. So you do have to update your houses. You have to paint them once every so many years. So, but yeah, we were super excited because we finally got to renovate our house. Now we have a little bit taller roof, which keeps the house way cooler. So it's another thing that we did that was really important to us. We got our full complete medical check, which was way overdue, and we finally get to do it. So over here, you don't really need medical. You don't have to pay medical. Like in Canada, you have to pay every month, from work if your paycheck comes out medical. Over here, you don't have to buy medical because, like for us, for example, we went to the complete medical checkup, and so we did our blood test, which we got results right away, the same day or the next day we got the results. And the clinic we went to was actually in Ahuachapan. It had everything in there. It had a physiotherapist. You can take your blood test over there. There's x-rays. There's ultrasounds. Everything was in this clinic. And with this clinic, there's also hospital attached to it. So it has everything in it. It did cost us $20 each for the consultation. And then we did get our blood tests work done. Like I said, we got the results the same day. And so for everything with medicine and everything, with my ultrasound, for my medical, I spent around $96. My husband spent around $112 with his medicine and everything. So yeah, that was something that was way overdue, and we were really, really happy to do it. And now we have our own doctor, which we really like. So yeah, we are very, very happy we got that done. And so yeah, if you're thinking of moving to El Salvador, there's no worry about medical system. Medical system over here is pretty good. And the next thing I need to do that I haven't done yet or still working on it is my DUI. I did get my NEET, which is almost like a tax ID. So that was really easy and fast to get. And with that, I can open bank accounts and all that stuff. But without the DUI, it was almost impossible for me to get a job over here. So that's a next step that I have to work on, and it's not an easy process, and it's a pretty long process to get. So I'm still working on it. We've been a little bit lazy with it, but that's because, like I said, we've been running around. We've been so busy, so I didn't even have time to do that. But we will definitely have to do that soon. So without the DUI, like I said, it was almost impossible for me to get a job. As soon as I came here in April, I started applying for jobs, and I got responses right away from El Salvador. But unfortunately, I couldn't get any job because I didn't have my DUI. I thought maybe some call centers I could work without my DUI, because last time when I was here, I actually could work without my DUI in 2019. I almost did get a job, but I ended up going back to Canada. So I thought it would be much easier. But yeah, this time every job that I applied to required my DUI. So it's not something that, so I can get my job from El Salvador, and applying for jobs from states, like to work from home. It was almost impossible too, because pretty much all of the jobs required you to either work from states or visa. You had to have the visa to work from states. So that was super hard. Like I said, I probably applied for hundreds of jobs, and it just did not want to work out. Same from Canada. All my jobs, I was trying to and applying for many jobs, but again, most of the jobs required you to work from Canada. So it was almost impossible. I spent so much time applying for jobs with no luck at all. Till after pretty much 8 months, it took me to get a job. So I'm really happy with my job right now. I'm enjoying it. I work 6 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock. So I love the hours. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, Monday to Friday. So yeah, so I can't complain. Things just turn around for us, and God's timing. Everything happens for a reason. Everything will happen at the right place at the right time. So yeah, it turned out pretty good for us so far. We're still here, no complaints at all. We're loving it, enjoying it. I mean, look at this weather, just love it. Another thing that's changed, and that's since December, I believe, but the rules didn't take effect till January, and that's the driving rules. There is 0 tolerance for alcohol or drinking and driving. That's the new rule that took effect in January of this year. So I mean, if you're driving, you cannot even have a sip of alcohol. It's 0 tolerance for drinking and driving. So anybody that's thinking of visiting El Salvador or moving to El Salvador, just be careful with that, because you can get yourself in big trouble. As for my Spanish, like I said, I've been pretty lazy too. I blame my husband for it, and that's because he pretty much does all that talking everywhere we go. I mean, when I was here last few times, when I was here by myself with the boys, I had to do all that talking. There was nobody to save me. So my Spanish was actually getting pretty good, especially because I was always out with my son for soccer. So I would always talk to the parents, the neighbors. So I would always be doing all the talking. So my Spanish actually was doing pretty good. But, you know, going back to Canada for 5 years, not practicing my Spanish, it sort of got sloppy. And now again, I'm trying. I do my Duolingo every day. It's getting better again, but I still have a way to go. I mean, I understand most of it, but speaking Spanish, it takes more practice, which I really need. But like I said, I just make an excuse and I blame my husband for it because he usually does all the talking. So, and another great thing that happened this year actually was my cousin actually came to visit El Salvador, and she can visit me. This is the first time family from my side came to see me and came to visit El Salvador. It was great to see her here, and we spent the whole day over here. She only came here for about 6 days with her friend, best friend. So they were pretty much going all over El Salvador. And then once she was in Santa Ana area, that's when we got together, and it was wonderful because we went to Volcano Santa Ana, which was amazing, and then we went to Tikisaya, to the hot springs. It's like a waterfall hot springs. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah, so we had a fabulous day together. And yeah, my parents were supposed to come around December or maybe like January, February this year. But unfortunately, my mom has some health issues, so they didn't make it. So I'm hoping maybe at the end of this year, maybe by Christmas, they can come. I would love for them to come over here. The weather has been absolutely beautiful. We've been enjoying. Like I said, I love my backyard. It's my little paradise because I have a lot of those tropical fruits, and I absolutely love it. Like I have my avocados, delicious avocados. I have cocos, bananas, mangoes. So yeah, it's been just wonderful. I'm really loving it so far. I really miss my family from Canada, especially my boys. But they can come visit. Hopefully this year they'll come visit. And my parents. So yeah, I'm very excited what the future has to hold. And like I said, hopefully this year we get to buy our land and see what happens. I'm very excited. No complaints. We're loving it so far. We're enjoying El Salvador, and let's just hope, like I said, I'm excited for this year, see what this year brings us. I have no regrets at all moving from Canada here. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. You guys have been great. Thank you for your support. And if you like this video, please don't forget to put your thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next video. Okay, adios.